Finish him.
What's up guys, Chris George here, and this is my series Mortal Kombat Round 3. In this episode I've got a bit of a theory. Now the theory is going to be about Kano. But warning, like if you haven't seen the film, this is probably going to have spoilers, so do yourself a favour, go watch the film first. Alright, now we got the spoiler warning out of the way, let's just get into my theory about how Kano could return in the sequel. Now, if you've seen the film, you will know Kano was killed. He was killed by Sonya Blade using one of these. Yep, that's right. She killed him with a friendly little garden gnome statue. I mean, seriously, what a way to go. That's like terrible. Now, two reasons why Kano is going to come back in my opinion. One, the actor did a fantastic job playing Kano and fans really loved it. So as a film company, studio, writers, all of that stuff, why wouldn't you bring Kano back? Like, it's just a no-brainer. And secondly, I felt like they built that up anyway in the way that he died. He was stabbed in the eye. Now, if you play the games, you'll know Kano has a metal plate. And he didn't have it in this film. He did have the laser eye, but he just was normal. So obviously stabbing him in the eye kind of paves way for him to come back with a, kind of enhancement. And as we know, there are some other realms out there, like they did with Jax, that have technology that could fix that damage, I guess. So that's one reason I'm thinking, besides the actor being great, fans loved him, the fact that they kind of set it up, his eye's damaged and that could be repaired. But there are some other ideas here that got me thinking. Now, Shang Tsung made some comments, right? Because a couple of other characters died. Shang Tsung made the comments that death is just another doorway. And you do see these other characters like Sub-Zero and Goro kind of going away in that portal smoke, which implies that Shang Tsung's bringing him back to wherever to resurrect him. Now, if you watch the film, you would see that he stole the amulet. We saw him steal it from Raiden's temple. Now, a lot of fans think, and myself included, that this amulet would be the amulet that Shinnok had. And obviously, it's an Elder Gods amulet. It's going to have certain powers. Now, as some people pointed out, I read somewhere on Twitter and a few different sources saying Kano never actually returned that amulet. So, there's a good chance he had it on him when he was killed by Sonya. Now, what happens if that amulet is basically a get-out-of-jail-free card? You see, Kano is a resourceful character. He kind of sort of proved that in the film, I guess. He was always a step ahead of everyone, and he knew this, he knew where Raiden's temple was, all that kind of stuff. And he's got the amulet on him, and that basically resurrected him in the sequel. It prevents him from actually being killed. He was dead, yeah, obviously Sonya killed him, but the amulet brings him back to life. So he doesn't even need Shang Tsung to resurrect him. Now, I kind of like that concept because it shows how crafty he is, how skillful he is, or lucky, whatever you want to call it. But it's a good way to bring him back in. He, through his own, I suppose, being a thief and all that kind of stuff, allowed himself to not be killed. So he comes back because the amulet's resurrected him. And Shang Tsung, this could spark the interest. Say Shang Tsung's pretty impressed that he got resurrected, and he will say to Kano, listen, I can get your eye fixed, but I want to know how you came back to life. And maybe he gives him the amulet. It's kind of an exchange to, can you fix my eye? Like, here's the payment kind of thing. And Kano not really understanding how it all worked, but that could be a way that he could come back to life through the power of the amulet. Gives a good chance for him to get his cyborg eye in place and get the Kano that we know the look of anyway in the sequel. And obviously, because the actor did a great job and the character was really well received, brings him back into the sequel, which would be really great. And, I'm thinking that's a good way to do it. Just like, he brings himself back through his own bad behavior of stealing, doesn't need Shang Tsung. So that way there's no loyalty, should I say, I'm thinking of. Like, he's got no loyalty to Shang Tsung, and Shang Tsung can't manipulate him through the resurrection process or something. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of like the idea, and that's kind of my theory, I guess, on how he could be resurrected through the power of the amulet, nothing else. But definitely someone else has to help him get his eye in, and I'm thinking Shang Tsung could be the one that could do that. Or, they might bring other characters in like Quan Chi, and again, the use of the amulet could have awoken Quan Chi or Shinnok. You might bring him in, and they can sense that someone's used the power or the amulet resurrected him, and well, that's how you bring those characters in too. But also keeping Kano alive. So that's just my theory. Again, guys, what do you think? How do you think Kano's going to come back? I've probably got other ideas I might talk about later, but that's one of the theories, and I'm thinking how Kano could return to the franchise in the sequels. Maybe he won't be in the second one, but he'll be back for the third. It'd be good if he's back in the second. So, yeah. Anyway, leave your comments down below if you've got some different ideas or if you like this idea. Make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell. I do have some other videos up here. You can subscribe over there or the other way around. I never get that right. But, yeah, make sure you do check out my other videos, my review of the movie and some of my other theories. And until next time, we'll be back.